I found video footage of my own kidnapping as a child. My parents were the ones who took me. I was cleaning out my late grandfather's attic last weekend when I found a box of old VHS tapes labeled with dates going back 20 years. Most were boring family videos, but one tape was labeled Project Nightfall, subject 847, initial acquisition. The date was March 3rd, 2009, exactly 15 years ago when I was 4 years old. I had no memory of anything called Project Nightfall, so I decided to watch it. The footage showed a car accident scene at night. Two vehicles had collided head-on, and I could see paramedics working frantically on the victim. Then the camera panned to show a small child sitting alone in the back of a police car, crying and calling for mommy and daddy. That child was me. I recognized my face, my clothes, even the stuffed rabbit I was clutching. But what happened next made my blood freeze. The people I'd known as my parents my entire life, Janet and Robert Morrison, approached the police car wearing official-looking badges. They spoke quietly with the officers, showed some paperwork, then opened the car door and reached for me. "Come with us, sweetheart," Janet said gently. "We're going to take care of you now." On the tape, I screamed and fought as they carried me to their van. The last thing recorded was Robert saying into a radio, "Subject 847 acquired. Parents eliminated as planned." Beginning phase 1 integration. I sat in that dusty attic for hours, replaying the tape over and over. My entire life was a lie. The people who raised me, who I called mom and dad, had kidnapped me after murdering my real parents. But why? What was Project Nightfall? I searched through more boxes and found medical files with my name on them, documenting every aspect of my development since age 4. Blood tests, psychological evaluations, behavioral assessments, all signed by Dr. Elizabeth Crane from something called the Blackwood Research Facility. The files revealed that I hadn't been randomly kidnapped. My real parent, Dr. Sarah and Dr. Michael Chen, had been scientists who discovered illegal human experimentation being conducted on children at Blackwood. They threatened to expose the facility, so their accident was staged. I was taken as both punishment and opportunity. The facility wanted to see how a child would develop under long-term psychological manipulation and conditioning. Every aspect of my childhood had been carefully controlled and monitored. The family trips were actually visits to the facility for testing. The homeschooling was to isolate me from outside influences. Even my friends were carefully selected test subjects whose families were also part of the program. The vitamins Janet gave me every morning were actually experimental drugs designed to enhance memory retention and suppress emotional responses. I found video logs from Dr. Crane documenting my progress over the years. Subject 847 shows excellent adaptation to conditioning protocols, she noted when I was 8. Demonstrates strong compliance and minimal questioning of authority figures. Recommend proceeding to phase 2 manipulation training. Phase 2 involved teaching me to lie convincingly, to manipulate other children, and to report on their family. I remembered those games now. Janet would have me befriend kids at the park and ask them questions about their parents' job, their home security, their daily routine. The most recent file was dated just last month. Subject 847 has successfully completed 15 years of conditioning and is ready for graduation to handler status. Recommend assignment to Operation Cradle Snatch, the systematic acquisition of children from families who pose security risks to the facility. First target has been identified. Subject 848, female, age 6, currently residing with Dr. Amanda Foster, who has been asking dangerous questions about her missing colleague, Dr. Chen. That's when I realized the horrible truth. They weren't done with me. After 15 years of psychological conditioning, they wanted me to become like them, a kidnapper who would steal children from their families and deliver them to the facility for experimentation. My first assignment was to take a 6-year-old girl whose mother was getting too close to discovering what happened to my real parents. I looked at the address listed for Dr. Foster and recognized it immediately. It was Mrs. Foster from down the street, Emma's mom. Emma was the sweet little girl who always waved at me when I walked by their house. She had curly blonde hair and carried a purple backpack to kindergarten every morning. According to the file, her mother, Dr. Amanda Foster, was a forensic scientist who had been investigating cold cases and discovered evidence linking my parents' deaths to other accidents involving scientists. The final document in the box was tonight's mission briefing. Subject 847 will approach the Foster residence at 9 p.m. under the pretense of babysitting. Mother will be attending the faculty meeting at the university as planned. Subject will administer sedative to target and transport to facility basement level 3 for initial processing. Handler Morrison will provide backup and cleanup. Click here to see how taking this mission ruined his life forever.